man, we back with another one. I was telling you guys the same thing. I was not only shocked, I kind of felt bad for Tyrese, the way that they were doing him on the Breakfast Club. We just reacted to that video a couple days ago. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. I understood both points. If a dude disrespects me and he's like, yo, but you gotta throw it out the window, no matter what I told you, I was on pills. Tyrese even used, if I'm drunk, you really gonna hold that against me? Dude, it depends, my guy, it depends. It's not like everything you say is just gonna be thrown under the rug because you plead insanity or you're saying that you were under the influence. I think everyone is responsible to know how much they're drinking. Everyone's responsible for their actions. You can tell anyone whatever you want. Shout out to Big Charla. Can't tell them how to respond or how to react. It looks like Tyrese made a video responding back to how he was treated the day he went to the Breakfast Club with Envy. And he said he felt like two of his friends, Charlamagne and DJ Envy, showed him no compassion. That's what we read on the caption. Let's see what this video is really about. And I do want to start this with mental health is something very serious. So if you know someone that's dealing with mental health or maybe going through mental things where sometimes they might explode or say things, I'm not saying you have to hold that against them every single time. There is people going through mental things. I don't even know what the pill does that he explained in the first video we watched when he went into the Breakfast Club. He said that pill made him go insane. We've heard people like Kanye West and different people say that the pills that they were put on affected their body from either gaining weight, bipolar effects, different things. So I totally understand as well what Tyrese was sharing. I can just see both sides of the argument. But let's see how he feels.
I've lost count of the amount of times that he's contributed to the stresses in and around my mental health, from being insensitive or just deciding to talk about a man that he actually knows.
Remember, Tyrese said, you were going through a divorce when DJ Envy and Erica Mena and that whole situation happened. I stepped in and tried to help you guys the best I could. When I was going through a divorce, you guys kicked my back in on the Breakfast Club and made fun of me every single day and distanced yourself away from me. He actually even said those exact words to Envy. I never did that to you. I was like, ooh, that was a good mic drop right there.
No, the moment that he said I should.
He got to stop leaning off the camera like that because people are going to make allegations. God knows what he's doing. It could be something as simple as cleaning your nose out, or it could be as simple as cleaning your nose out.
Box you in your mouth or whatever the It took everything in me to stay seated in that seat. Charlamagne was clever.
I said the same thing. When he said I should box your mouth the way you were talking to my wife, Envy said it to Tyrese, and Tyrese was just there with the little sad puppy face. I was like, damn. You could tell he's not that crazy because Tyrese would have jumped over that table like a wild cheetah.
Because he knew that they've been going at me for 5 years, and I responded only a few times publicly, but for the most part, they knew that I was coming, and they knew that we was gonna have that conversation. So everybody that's speaking to the same thing that I've spoke to, you're this voice, you got books, you're this champion, outspoken man that represents all things mental health. Never said he was my friend, never said we were childhood homies. But like I mentioned to Envy, I feel like I know y'all enough to have some type of an expectation of you guys to just have a heart and simply be able to say, man, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to come.
My guard dog on. One thing I have noticed about Tyrese, he's well spoken. He's well spoken. You guys know those videos that went viral the last couple of years. He said he was under mental depression. But if this is him sober, once again, I said it last time, I'm gonna say it again. Tyrese is well spoken in this as well. He's not saying any lies. Tyrese has yet to say anything that I'm like, cap. He's been good. He's been well spoken. I feel like his message is being delivered. The only thing that, once again, I feel like he's wrong. He keeps saying that friend card, even though he said, I know we're not childhood friends and none of that. The thing about envying these dudes is nothing wrong. I pray to get one day in that position of media. But the thing is, when you're in media, I believe that your job always comes first. That's for sure for them. Their position always comes first. And before they be like, yo, that's my dog, I'm not going to report on that. They know it's going to get clicks. They're going to report on that.
Home to an empty house, no wife, and your child get taken from you while you're out of town. Just have a heart. Do your job. Talk your shit. I get it. Never lose sight of mental health and never lose sight of what it must, not what it feels like to go home to no wife. What it must feel. See, when you actually have empathy and you have a heart, you put yourself in other people's shoes.
Tyrese got his message across. Tyrese made me feel bad for him once again. And I know he doesn't need no sympathy. But the reason I say I feel bad for him is because Looks like he's at a time in his life where he's super lonely. And I am once again super happy that I did not say nothing to Tyrese on Father's Day, ask for pictures, none of that. Something told me, let that man live. I saw Tyrese with his kids, let him live. I was like, I ain't even gonna bother him today. Definitely not during Father's Day after what we seen Tyrese go through for his children. I'm gonna let him live. But I get what he's saying. Someone like envy, that you're so much about a man, of your wife and your children after what happened, and you love them and you put them first and no one can ever speak about your family. He's saying, have sympathy, take yourself out, put yourself in the mental thinking of, imagine it actually did go through. Imagine it all happened. And you was now by yourself in that mansion in New Jersey, or by yourself somewhere in an apartment, no wife, no kids, no dog, no one around you, just you by yourself. That life you once had as a family man, all stripped away from you. And just see how that would make you feel. And he also said that video that we laughed about when his kid was taken, we don't really know what happened. Also, he was out of town, came back to that information. That is crazy when you think about it in the long scheme of things. I do understand Envy and Charlamagne as well, as their job is media. You got to remember one thing when you're in this industry. I'm sure someone like Tyrese would have known. I thought he would have known. You have no friends in this business. You're literally, they only reach out to you, they only speak to you when you have something to offer. They look at you as a commodity as well. Maybe you treat them the same, or maybe you're confused and you thought they were actually your best friends in life, and you got to understand, best friend, no friends. For a check, they're gonna stab you in the back. Make sure you like the video, share down below how you feel. Do you feel like Envy's in the wrong position in Breakfast Club, or do you feel like Tyrese is wrong for expecting more out of Envy and Charlamagne, knowing that they work for a media company like iHeartRadio? Let me know, share your thoughts down below, like the video, and if you guys want to join the gang, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers.